As spawning in the top right-hand corner of ley lines, we have the Polish Protoss player, the blue Protoss, sorry, the red Protoss, representing Offside Esports. It is Krystianer. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the American Terran player, the blue Terran representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Vindicta. / Platinum Esports. It's a little bit complicated. I don't know if Platinum Esports is still a thing, I'll be honest. Because I know they were formed for WTL, and WTL isn't a thing anymore, so I think they might have just merged together again. It's complicated, hard to say. For now, Platinum Heroes. Platinum Heroes. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gambit time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck. Best of luck in the chat as we settle into Game 1. Let's go. As we settle into those quarterfinals. So we are going to be settling in. For the time being, we do have some standard openers here. Krystianer just going for a gate expand into the Cyber Core. Slightly more economic start here out of Krystianer. Likewise, we do see Vindicta going for a single gas. Single gas opener for a faster CC on the low ground. Nothing too crazy here in Game 1. So far, economic builds from both players. So have economic builds. Krystianer being as annoying as possible. Oh, dips in. And will delay. And it's been a while, I'll be honest. It's been a while since we've casted Krystianer. He, of course, is hot off of the top 4 finish in the House of Galactic Battle. He had a great performance, to be honest. This was, what, a couple of weeks ago. We did cover Krystianer at a big offline event in Poland, in Warsaw. It was great to see, and he did make it to that, into the playoffs, of course. He was able to bring down Spirit in the group stage. It was 1-1 actually, I believe 1-1 between Krystianer and Spirit, and likewise Krystianer even 2-0'd a laser in the group stage as well. Krystianer, he had a crazy performance in the group stage. I will say that it did seem like maybe nerves got to him in the playoffs. Krystianer, he had a bit of a lackluster performance against a laser in the rematch in the playoffs, and a laser did end up bringing him down, and then Krystianer went down to Spirit in the bronze match, in the 3rd place match as well. Regardless, still made it to top 4, and now he's back. He's back. He had a bit of a break. We haven't seen as much of him as of late, but now has returned. And on top of that, Krystianer, he's a rare sight here for the Turtle Tussle. A very rare sight. We see him all the time during our Tuna Cups, don't get me wrong. We do cast a lot of Krystianer, but often he's not really one of those players that stays up deep late into the night to play in this event. I should also give credit to all the other European players. Big shout out to players like Nick Ranch, like Geralt, Krystianer as well, for competing in events that is at a really rough time zone. I know that depending on where you are in Europe, I mean, regardless of where you are in Europe, it is just a really rough time at the moment, as in, it's very late. It's like, what, 3, 4, 5 a.m. Like it's it's very, very late in Europe, so not the friendliest event for European competitors. Despite that, we still get a lot of European representation, whether it's Jumi, Geralt, Nick Rax on a very regular basis. And along those lines, Krystianer, he's not one of those regulars. He's not typically one to ruin his sleep schedule and to play in this event, but this week it's a little bit different. This week it is a different tale. Is a different story. He's here this time. Let's go. Let us go. He's going full DHN. Let's go. For now, Vindicta, he does threaten to move out. Behind this, rushing into Stim. Oh my god, we're going for a 3-max. My apologies. I was enamored in talking about the players here, but here we go. We do have a 3x Stim timing here from Vindicta. Hyper aggression out of our Terran player. Krystianer, he is not fully aware what's going on. He did spot the army, throwing down a wall of shield batteries. We have 1 done, 2 finishing up, and a 3rd shield battery seconds away from completing as well. And with the power of 3 shield batteries, Krystianer, he should hold. And Mixie backs off. He sees the wall, he sees the setup. Behind this, there is a 3-gate opener, of course, 3-gate blink into a robo. 4th gateway is on the way. Now, what is scary here is that because of the 4th gateway, Krystianer, he defends, he deflects, and he can soon counterattack. And it's going to be a pretty hefty counterattack as well. Vindicta, he does confirm the 3rd Nexus, is aware. Is aware of the expansion. The center does catch out the Observer. But we're waiting for the move out. Bay is on the way for Krystianer, working towards that Colossus. Likewise, do we go for the Warp Prism? Do we push? Or does Krystianer defend? Vindicta, he rotates. Krystianer, he comes in with a Probe Scout. He does confirm at least some of the bio. Did catch a glimpse. Yeah, he knows. Getting in position. Does force field, picks off for some Marines, but at last we stem in. Yeah, Vindicta, he does go for the dive. And Marauders are getting picked off. They do survive, they pull back. Stalker's going down, and can we force a cancel? Last Nexus, it looks like it will complete. Can we get a kill? Mig stemming in, focusing on the Nexus. It's going to be a brutal trade. He will bring it down, but at a cost. As Migs, he will lose every single unit here. The Marauders, the Marines. Oh my god. That was a hefty trade. Checking the results tab, 9 Marauders and 16 Marines for a Nexus, 5 Stalkers, and a Sentry at least. I mean, did trade, but now Vindicta, he's vulnerable. Krystianer moving in, trying to force a cancel. Delays the 3rd CC. Migs coming in from behind. Oof. There's the blink. Does blink away. Alas, 2 Stalkers getting caught out. Not bad. Nice movement here by the Terran. Catches out a couple of Stalkers. Migs pulling back. Behind this, embracing his 3-1-1. Stalkers, they blink into the main. They have no fear, no hesitation. Krystianer dives in, catches out 4 SCVs, and he can always recall, and he will. Does recall, not losing a single Stalker. And nice counter damage. Typing 5 SCVs. His 3rd base is getting back up and running. Vindicta working on his own 3rd. Now we can calm down. We can calm down, we can settle in. Now what's most scary for me here is that even though this 3rd base is late for Krystianer, look at the probe count. He had the workers, he was long distance mining, and now he can fully saturate immediately. The probe count has been very high. So Krystianer, he will maintain the economic lead. Mig's trying to keep up. Working on the Ghost Academy. Academy's on the way. And with that Academy, with the Viking production, does feel like Migs is going to be a little bit more defensive here. Establishing his 3rd base, being somewhat active. But he has to respect this army. Krystianer now up to 2 Colossus. 3rd Colossus on the way. Migs, he spots this. He has a Concave. But Krystianer has force fields. Trying to bait at the mine shot. Oof. Will blink away. Blue mine goes down. Oh, here comes the dive. Decent Concave here by Vindicta. Stims in. He wants a Colossus. Up, can he get it? Oh, bleeding out a lot of Marauders. And it looks like he will break through. We'll get 1, maybe even both. It's going to be close. He gets 1. Up. 1 Colossus goes down. Vikings going ham, and he should get the other as well. Oof. Migs trying to spread out. Does spread in time. Takes out both Colossus, and Migs he holds. Whew. Does hold on. Shuts down the Colossi. Krystianer building back up. And that was a brutal loss here for the Protoss. And behind this, double Robo. Double Robo getting into triple Robo production as well. Getting a 4th base. Backing off. Taking, throwing down production, expanding. And what's important here is that Migs, when it came to that fight, he didn't actually pull the boys. Didn't lose many SCVs here whatsoever. He maintained his economy. As I say, that Zealot Runby does get into the natural, but should be cleaned up. And the Zealots are forced back. Migs now working towards Liberators. Thankfully, he doesn't overinvest into these Vikings. They have their place, as there is still 1 Colossus. But as we can see, Krystianer, he's not making a 2nd and 3rd Colossus. He's getting into Disruptors. I should say he's skipping the 3rd Colossus and going straight Disruptor. Zealots hit the mineral line once again. They force Vindicta back home. He was in the middle of a move out. But he's still pushing. Momentum is on Migs' side. And the Disruptors are not ready yet. There is 1 though. There's 1 Disruptor with the main army. The 4th base is exposed. Krystianer out of position. depending on where Migs does push. He scans. Does scan, moving in. He wants the robos. Gets 3 disruptor. 1 disruptor goes down. The Chosen Violent depowers everything here at the natural. Mind shall say shut down the Zealots, and Krystianer is being pulled apart. Oh my god. Going for the Colossus. Diving on the disruptors. Again, the production is depowered. And he will get 1. There's 1 Colossus left. And Vindicta, has he done it? I mean, there's barely anything remaining. Stims in. There's still a Colossus. And there's still shield batteries as well. Robos are still depowered. Down to a handful of Stalkers. Going for the dive. 1 more volley. And he gets it. The Colossus goes down. And Migs, he has broken a Krystianer. There's almost nothing left. The boys are being pulled. Vikings, they land. He lands the Vikings. Can just keep on pushing. And this is just crippling damage here. And throughout all this, the robots are still depowered. 15 probes going down. The Artosis pilot. Now being replaced. One of the robots got sniped as well. And Krystianer, he's barely holding, barely surviving. But Vindicta, he just rallies. He just rallies across the map instead. Sending everything he can. Liberator does siege. Stims in. Ooh, gets the EMP. Does land the EMP. Disruptor has arrived. Robos are back up and running. But it's one and done with those disruptors. Oh, catching out more Stalkers. There's 1 Nova left. Oh, the pickup. Oh my god. Migs, calm down. Oh, you're crazy. Saves units. The whole pickup here saving the Ghosts, the Marauders. Pushing in. Knocking down the 3rd. And with that, Migs is able to claim the first game in this series. Impressive. I mean, Krystianer, again, like, he's definitely been rising the ranks in the European region. Been looking very strong as of late, but I mentioned he did go on a bit of a break after the House Galactic battle. Did take some time off, but Migs, nah, no breaks, not on this train. He commits, he stims in, he stims and he wins, takes down both disruptors. Liberation has arrived, the freedom is here. GG, and Vindicta will take game number 1. Whew. GG. Oh my god. Calm down. Miguelito. Ay, ay, ay. Migs does take a lead. Impressive performance here, especially in, of course, at least in game number 1. Again, coming into the series, Krystianer, I say, is the favorite player. I would pin him as the favorite player 100%. But here tonight, Vindicta, he's warmed up. He is on fire. And we are now jumping into game number 2. Let's go. Let us go. Again, I would say that Krystianer, he was kind of punished for his own aggression. If you remember, he was the first to move out with at least his Colossus. The moment that he lost both Colossus moving out across the map, that was almost it then and there. Vindicta, he had momentum on his side. He was able to push out and able to overwhelm his opponent. And with that, we're jumping into game number 2. Let's go. We're jumping into game 2. And I'm hoping for an ace match, but the pressure is on. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the Polish Protoss player, the Red Protoss representing Offside Esports, down in the series, hoping to force that game 3. It is Krystianer. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the American Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Vindicta. We go. So again, we are going to be opening up. As a reminder, last game, both Vindicta and Krystianer did go for economic openers. They both went for a faster CC and a faster Nexus. We'll see if that rings true here as well on Ultra Love. New drinking game. Take a sip every time a light says Bappy. Oh, I would say be careful. Be careful. Do not we do not take responsibility of any alcohol poisoning that you will endure when it comes to any drinking games. So take care of yourself, Bappy. Take care of yourself. Oh no. It's gonna be the last we hear of Professor Nuggy in the chat. Oh no, it's over. Never again, Babby, never again. It's gonna be gorge. So drink responsibly. Drink responsibly. As for now, Krystianer dips in. We can see only one gas, so it should be racks into expansion. There it is, CC on the low ground for Vindicta. This time, a bit of a greedier play here. Vindicta, he will skip the Reaper. Marine first, into Reactor, into CC on the low ground. Vindicta, no scout. No SCV scout, no Reaper scout. He is completely in the dark and just being as greedy as possible. So a much more greedier build here by Vindicta. Getting to his own 1-1 setup. Meanwhile, Krystianer back at home. There's not really much to scout here. Setting up his natural, building up his own economy, and we're waiting for his tech of choice. True. True. Oh no. As it does move out. Behind this, Twilight Council open out to Krystianer once again. So far, we've seen purely Twilight Council play this entire broadcast. No Stargates, no Robos, not yet. Likewise, Mix setting up on the high ground. Bunker is halfway done. Marines are in position. And the initial depth shouldn't get much done here. Oh, we'll pick off a Marine. Not bad. Marine goes down. Looking for that second Marine. And it looks like he will get it. Trades out 2 Marines for an Adept. Bunker is done, and Vindicta holds. Migs does hold. Back at the main base, fast tank production here. Going for the earlier tech lab. Into medevac. Into drop. No, not quite. No medevac, going for a second tech lab instead. I would imagine Raven harass, but we could also go into Banshee. So we'll keep an eye on the Terran. Meanwhile, Krystianer throwing down his 2 gateways. It's going to be 3-gate blink into a third. Very safe, very economic build here by Krystianer. Safe more than anything. And not really applying too much pressure. Did perk out, but not much more than that. Not much more. For now, our players are building up. Also, I saw Fractal in the chat. Are you gonna look away again? Are you? were you watching last game? Oh no. Have you broken the curse? Can you safely watch Terran? Or do you have to avert your eyes? Do you have to? Ah, no. As now, both players just securing their bases. Do have our 3-1-1 setup. And okay, the starport was just being used here to create an add-on. Tech lab into add-on swap. Tank count is building up over time for the eventual push. Stim is on the way. Until such a time, Vindicta, he's stuck at home. He shouldn't be pushing out without Stim. So it is pinned back. And also I misspoke. It was the Raven first, then add-on swap. So the Raven is moving out to finally scout. Bearing in mind, Migs has not seen a single thing this entire game. He has seen nothing until now with the Raven. Of course, there isn't really much to see. It was a standard build out of Krystianer, 3-gate blink, and now, oh my god, that is a gateway explosion! So, in game 1, we saw Krystianer prioritize Colossus. He went for a faster Robo into a Bay into Colossus production. Alas, that was taken advantage of, and we saw that Krystianer was able to snowball out of control by sniping and bringing down the Colossus one after the other. Third base gets spotted. This time, we're going for a pure Swarm Toss composition with Mass Zealot instead. Staying on a lower gas count. Meanwhile, Probe's going to be going down. Ooh, no reaction. Yeah, delayed reaction here by Krystianer. 4 probes do fall. Krystianer going for the depot. Another auto target gets thrown down. So far, 6 probe kills. Not bad. Not bad here from Vindicta. Likewise, Krystianer, he's now going for a delayed Forge and delayed Robo. Oh, sorry, I should say Bay. But he's working on it. Working towards eventually Colossus and +1. But charge is soon to finish. Now, as Vindicta is being contained, as the Stalkers are waiting outside of the natural, Migs does slip out with the medevac. One medevac full of Marines, stim is done. And I don't see a third CC yet. Ooh, I see two base all in. I see 2 more racks. There's no add-ons here. 5 racks set up on 2 bases. And Migs, he might just pull the boys with this. But now he's breaking out. Does snipe the Observer, which means limited scouting. First Colossus on the way. And does he pull the boys with this? Upgrades are lining up. He does chase down those Stalkers. They get zoned back. The army gets spotted. Drop into the main. Distracting Krystianer. Krystianer, he is distracted. He should deal with the drop in the main base. Zellarame comes in. There is a bunker. And Migs, he doesn't pull the boys. We'll keep everything back at home. Rambe is dealt with. Stalkers, they get picked up. Yeah, they're being hunted down. But Krystianer, he is ready. He has plenty of charge thoughts. And Colossus as well. Migs, he does cut back. Catches out all 3 Stalkers. And he can't keep this going. Ooh, brutal force fields though. And Marines, they get caught out. Tanks are too far behind. Drop in the main was for the most part cleaned up as well. Ooh, rough pathing there from Migs. And he will bleed out those Marauders. Rough losses. Krystianer holds. Krystianer, he does hold. Has a secure army. And Migs is in a rough position. Third CC just now begins. A very late third base. Migs, he was hoping for some more damage. He was hoping to get some economic damage or break the base. Break the expansion. But there was plenty in position. And Krystianer gains momentum. Gains a lead. He's up in supply. He has map control. 4th base on the way. He's pushing. And protecting this location not going to be easy. He knocks down the tower. Buying time. Migs, he needs to buy time here. Don't look. Monk S. Ah, no. Krystianer moving in. Tanks, they do siege in time, though. Massive volley goes off. Again, 1 more volley. They can bring down the Colossus. Krystianer, he has to be careful. Zealot Rambe into the mineral line. Getting a handful of SCVs. And remember, as a reminder, Krystianer, he doesn't have to push in. He doesn't have to break this location. He has a 4th. He has a 4th base on the way. Double robo into disruptors. Dark Shrine as well for DTs. There's no rush here for Krystianer. Does not have to push in. Just has to calm down, Pappy. Calm down. Just take it slow. And contain. And as he's containing Vindicta, disruptors. We're building up more and more disruptors. The bulls, they're coming online. +2 is on the way. And the pressure is going to be on Vindicta whenever he does decide to move out. And again, pushing into a massive amount of disruptors is not going to be easy. Might be the best team mode on Twitch. Migs, he's scanning, checking with the 4th base. Unfortunately, he does miss it. But we like the degen emote. We like it. Shout out to Shura. Shura, he's, of course, made our emotes for us. Whether it's the degen, the ramen emote is very cute as well. Very cute. Makes me hungry every time. The ramen looks so good. Free tank shots going off. Dark Templar have arrived. The badge emote. All of them, really. All of them. As Dark Templar, they slip in. We have DTs the natural, DTs at the 3rd. Nice EMP, but SCVs are still going down. And Krystianer, he's of course the first to max out. How many disruptors? He has 5. 5 disruptors going for the tanks are exposed. The tanks are the first to go down. 3 tanks to 4. Massive pickups. Vindicta out of position. And the Nova. Oh my god, massive connection. Nova's a pop-off. Zealous into the mineral line. 9 SCVs going down. And Migs, he is in trouble here. And they can't really break out. You know what, Krystianer just building up more disruptors, making 3 disruptors at a time. Migs trying to push. Krystianer has the high ground. Up! Does catch a Colossus, not bad. Nice EMP. Novas, they pop up. Ooh, brutal connections. Oh, the Novas, they're too, oh god, they're too good. They just keep connecting. Vikings go down, and with that, the Bio Army crumbles. GG gets called, and Krystianer, he will take the game. And we are going to the ace match. Let's go. GG. We're going all the way to game 3. Again, Krystianer having a much stronger start here in game 2. I mean, I say stronger start. He was able to temper himself really and hold back. He didn't commit into a fight into the third base. Of course, after deflecting the initial aggression of Vindicta, it was very committed. Remember, it was a 5-rack setup on 2 bases. Very committed there by Vindicta. Borderline all in, and when he didn't do any damage with it, he fell behind. Did fall behind. He didn't do any economic damage, didn't get any probe kills, didn't die any bases. He was deflected. And with that, GG. GG, well played. We're going all the way to game 3, and we're going to be loading into Frostline. Let's go. Loading into Frostline. Exclamation mark, shoulda, see, papi, shoulda. Shura is also the artist that's made the turtle. True, the turtle, the platypus, the duck, everything really, almost everything. Big shout to Shura. But here we go. We're getting into the ace match. As we're here in the final game of the series, one way or another, it all ends here. It all ends on Frostline. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Polish Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Offside Esports. From Atlanta, Poland, it is Krystianer. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the American Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Vindicta. We go. Okay, and as we get into the ace match, I believe we have some matches preparing here for us in those semifinals. We're getting there. Looks like we have some updates, and Geralt is waiting for the winner of this series in those semis. So we might be able to just follow this series right into the semifinals, then into the lower matches. Oh boy. So our series are lining up. Krystianer moving out with this probe. Getting a read on what's going on. Vindicta behind this, going for a more economic opener. Racks into CC. We'll see if he sets it up on the low ground or on the high ground instead. As the probe is zoned away. And the command center is going to be placed. Eventually. Yo, okay. I was like, what's going on? There you go, CC's on the way. You can see Vindicta just scouting here for a proxy. Checking the third location. Make sure everything is as it should be. This time opening up Reaper. So unlike the previous game, if you remember, we saw a much more greedy build out of Vindicta. Skipping the SCV scouts, skipping the Reaper, going Marine into Reactor. This time we'll be able to get some earlier information as the Reaper moves out. And ideally wants to get eyes on Krystianer. And so far, Krystianer's gone for the same build. I'll be honest, he's gone for the same build 2 games in a row. Just going a 3 gates blink into a third base. Into Charge, Colossus, and then Disruptor. It's been the same setup. I do think that last game did go for the Charge and Gateway Explosion before, like a little bit earlier than in game 1. So there was a bit of a deviation, true. There was some deviation there for Krystianer. But the end goal should be the same. As there is that Twilight Council. Krystianer, he doesn't really want to mix it up too much. Once he finds a style, he commits. Does commit. Reaper dips in. Threatens a mineral line. Does scout the tech. Makes he is aware of the Twilight Council. And he will fall back. Oh my, the jukes. Let's go. He jukes, he jives. Gets out of there. We'll slip away. Likewise, Hellion in towards that natural. We'll head for the mineral line. We'll take 3 volleys. And he can maybe get 1, not even. So Krystianer, he defends well, cleans up the Hellion, and shuts it down. Meanwhile, Reaper does dive into the main, confirming the production, confirming the research. Doesn't quite get a probe. Once again, pulls out. And when it comes to the production setup here, it's going to be a 1-1-1. Extra racks is now on the way. Earlier tank into earlier drop play. Going for a Widowmine drop, just a singular Widowmine. Not too committed. And again, this isn't really designed to get damage done, more designed to scout. To get a read on what the Protoss is up to. How many gateways, how many bases. Once again, 3-gate blink here by, sorry, my apologies. 2-gate blink into a third, a much more greedier build here by Krystianer. So he does cut some corners. Only 2 gateways, faster third base, stronger economy. Migs does confirm, sees that the expansion is halfway done. And the drop is going to be deflected. Up! Oh my god. Barely out of vision. Barely out of range. Boost the hell out of there. But upon seeing the timing of the expansion, Migs, he should be aware that it was, again, just 2-gate. And we have 2 more on the way, getting up to 4. After the 3rd Nexus. And we'll see what Migs goes for. Throwing down 2 more Raxes. Once again, Migs, he's committing on 2 bases. And if you recall last game, I assumed it was going to be like a 2-base all-in, and it almost was. Like, again, Migs, he was very committed when it came to his push last game on Ultra Love. And he fell behind once it didn't really achieve the damage he was hoping for. And we'll see if he's a little more successful this time. Once again, Gateway Explosion into charge. There's the Forge, there's the Bay. This is the same follow-up that we saw last game. So Migs is gearing up, waiting for his upgrades, and then he pushes. And we'll see how hard he does commit to it. Ooh, Widowmine gets caught out, so he gets 1. Krystianer baiting at the other. Quick moves. Up. A bit of a messy execution here. Auto shots across the map. Catching out 5 probes. Krystianer, he was distracted. The blink is done. I will clean this up. Clean up the Widowmines. Likewise. Ooh. We'll chip away at the depot as well. And it should get it. Just barely. That depot does fall. You know, Vindicta trying to set up a trap. Let's go. Trying to sneak up behind the army. There's an observer. Migs, he stems in. Comes in with his round. And he will catch out these stalkers. He tries to at least, but alas. Didn't bait out the blink early enough. Does get away. Nice escape there from Krystianer. Here comes the push. And Vindicta, he's going for a much earlier 3rd CC. As a reminder, in the last game, Vindicta, he didn't throw down that base until after the push failed. Here he's throwing it down as he's pushing. Likewise, add-ons are already set up as well. Migs, he scans, he sees the army, sees the wall of Zealots and Colossus, and he wants none of it. So this time he doesn't push. And we're gearing up towards a longer game stage. We have the Ghost Academy on the way. Getting to his Ghost production. Being somewhat active. Just gaining map control. And now we should enter a more back and forth mid game here. Again, last game was more one-sided just because Vindicta, he failed in his push and he committed quite hard to it. He bled out a lot of units and the transition was delayed. This time it's all much faster. It's all a lot more smoother here for Vindicta. As now Krystianer is getting a fourth, double robo into disruptors. Same setup that we saw previously. Now Migs, he might be in a better position coming into the mid game, but it's still going to be quite close. As we mentioned, last game it was Krystianer with a clear advantage. Here it's a little more even. At least more so than the previous game. Subs are cleaned up. They're getting caught out. Ghosts are banking up. And I would imagine that Krystianer isn't going to push until he's maxed. So he's maxed out with, what, 5 to 6 disruptors. With a wall of zealots. Here on Frostline, it can be quite difficult to be the defending player. As these bases, they're so much more wide open. Nice target firing here. Slowing 3 of those zealots. Catching out even more. Mind shot going up. Nice pickups. The army spotted. Once again catching all these zealots. Yeah, a bit of miscontrol there from Krystianer. Or unluckily got caught out. He's had a lot of his army. Mig's going to be the first to max. But again, pushing into 4 disruptors. Sorry, 3. There it goes up. 2 Novas left. More disruptors on the way. And Migs, the pressure's on. Can he pull this off? That's up to now 5 disruptors. Decent tank volleys. Liberation has arrived. He's got the better concave, takes down 2 of those disruptors. Novas, they go off. And when they take down the tank, likewise good splits. The bio army does survive. And he sims in. He sims in. Vindicta, he's breaking through. Running out of Vikings. Disruptors, they've yet to reset. And he's simming in. Takes down 1 Colossus. There's 1 left. Can he get it? He's so close. It looks like he barely will. The disruptor goes down. He's getting himself the production. And that's going to be the win condition here. Can he depower everything in the natural? Takes down the pylon. 1 disruptor on the way. And Migs, he's done it. Whew. In one fell swoop, he breaks the main army, pushes into the natural, cancels production. And these robots, they should be depowered. They should be shut down. Colossus is not going to pop out without splash damage. There it is. GG. Good luck versus Geralt. And Vindicta will take the series 2-1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. A very decisive fight there for Vindicta. Again, in the lead up to the fight, he caught out a wall of zealots, so a very strong start initially, as Migs was the first to max out. More importantly, the Novas were a little bit lackluster. As we saw, there were 5 disruptors. At the start of the fight, 2 disruptors, because the Novas were on cooldown, they moved forward on their own. So 2 disruptors, they went down almost immediately. There were 3 Novas left. Novas, they went out. They did connect with the tank, but not with the bio. They grazed some of the Marines and they grazed some of the Marauders, but they were not any big connections. They also kind of went out in a panic, and with that, Migs, he broke through then and there. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Vindicta does claim the series, does advance on to the semifinals, and that is going to be our next series here, of course, as the PvTs continue. Migs, he took down Mute, took down Krystianer, and now he's up against Geralt in the next round. Let's go. Whew, oh my god. Let us go.